Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Back to my channel. My name is Henrika, and today we talk about research on the teaching and execution of pronunciation skill. So let's check it out. Okay, in the research on the teaching and execution of pronunciation skills, there is 2 points. The first is the learner, and the second is the role of the native language. In the learner, there is five points. The first is age. The second is exposed to the target language. The three is amount and type of preferred pronunciation instruction, and the last is attitude and motivation. For explaining the age is contained in the age. This is explained about exposure to the target constraint is an important factor. And number 2, a teacher must be the target language model. In the exposed to the target language, there must be target in the language. The teacher must have a big responsibility to the student assessment in target language. The teacher is the key. And for amount and type of preferred pronunciation introduction include the teacher must use English in classroom or combine, or in this case, focus on the teacher should be more of the instruction on how to correct the pronunciation to their student and give the correction if there is incorrect pronunciation to make it the student enjoy the target language. And the last is attitude and motivation. There is 4 points. The first is phonemic coding ability, the capacity to discriminate and code for gates so that they can be recalled. Number 2 is grammatical sensitivity, the ability to analyze language and figure or rules. Number 3 is inductive language learning ability, the capacity to pick up language through exposure. And the last is memory, the amount of rote learning activity need to internalize something. And you should a lexical item, grammatical rule, the pronunciation or spelling of a word. Okay, number 2 is the role of the native language. In the following section, we describe 6 somewhat overfine theory or hypotheses about the role of the first language is second language phonological execution, contrastive analyzing, error analyzing, and evidence interlanguage analysis, markedness theory, language universal, and information processing theory. The first is the contrastive analyzing hypothesis. The theory has since been called primary on the basis of its inability to predict the degree of difficult learns would expresses with a given item and on the basis of conflicting evidence from error analysis and interlanguage research. And number 2 is error analysis and avoidance. There is 3 points. The first is intellectual errors. Those errors caused by negative transfer from the learner's first language. The second is interlingual errors. Those errors stemming from marked complex feature in the structure of the target language itself, and which choose to be committed by all second language learners of the target language regard of the native language. Number 3 is development error. The point number 3 is the interlanguage hypothesis. In this case, focus which include model of phonological development, theory of intellectual phonology, exclusion of syllable structure, exclusion of supersegmental, and the developing phonological production of learning research from the formality of the speech situation in which learners are engaged, the anxiety they are experiencing, and so on. In the Martinez theory, direct response to criticism of the confused analyzing hypothesis, specifically they did not accurately predict which are of target language phonology would be most difficult for learners of given language group, nor did it. Number 2 is predict which exam sound would be substantiated by the learner. Okay, in the language universal, start from the observation that give all the sound the human vocal apparatus could possibly produce. The language of the world draw on a remarkably finite inventory of sound and share remarkably similar combinatory and hierarchical principles that explain how natural language are spoken. And the last is information processing theory. In this case, the information processing theory, there future first three models of learning and normal of learning. The first model accusation the learners a new structure to their exciting schemata or knowledge structure. In the second model, recruiting learning recognizing already exciting structure and create new schemata based on the existing pattern. Finally, in the tuning model, learning future modify the new and or old schemata, making them more accurate, general, or specific. Okay, I think enough for this video. So see you next time, see you to next video, and thus I say assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye. Bye.